Today we're going to be talking about the crown section of our hair. The 3 biggest reasons why you may be struggling with breakage and manageability with this section, and the best ways to fix it. So you're deep conditioning regularly, you're detangling gently, you're using good healthy products on your hair, you're washing regularly, you're using protective styles, and supposedly doing all of the right things. And all of your hard work is for the most part showing, like your curls are coming back, you're getting less split ends, you may be getting a little bit of shine and a little bit of bounce up into it. But this crown section of your hair is just being stubborn. It's frizzy, it's nappy, it's breaking, it's fragile. It's just not doing what it's supposed to do. And you're probably thinking like I don't know what. I don't know what I could possibly be doing wrong. I am doing everything I'm supposed to, like, what's happening? I have actually been through this, and I have pretty much been able to completely recover from my fragile crown area. And through my experience, and also with helping some of my friends and family with this issue, I have pretty much been able to narrow down the 3 biggest reasons why this is happening, and also 2 really simple solutions for it. So the first reason why you may be struggling with a stubborn crown area is because it may actually be a higher porosity than the rest of your hair. And first off, if you don't know what I mean by porosity, just check the description box below for a quick explanation about what porosity is and how to tell what level of porosity you have. So a lot of us curly girls are aware that we can have multiple curl patterns throughout our hair. So for me, the back of my head is a pretty tight coil. However, the top of my head is actually a really loose wave, and it doesn't coil at all. And having multiple curl patterns is a fairly common thing. But we almost always talk about our hair as having one level of porosity. Like, you'll hear some people say, like, oh yeah, my hair is low porosity, as if they're talking about their entire head. And while that can be the case for a lot of people, what I've been finding is that it really is not the case for most of us. And that the top of our hair, the crown area, can actually tend to be a higher porosity. And an easy way for you to tell if it is just to note the characteristics of that part of your hair. So if your hair is really frizzy and nappy, breaking easily, tangling a lot, and drying a lot quicker than the rest of your hair, you can be fairly certain that you are dealing with a higher level of porosity in that area. And of course, different porosities require different things in order to keep your hair healthy. And so if you're not meeting those requirements, you are going to run into a little bit of trouble. So now the second reason why you may be having a really stubborn crown actually goes along with hair porosity, but it's referring more to a protein-moisture imbalance. So to keep any strand of hair at its optimal health, you can think of it as a spectrum of strength and hydration. You generally want your hair to be in the middle with a good balance of both of those. And you always hear a lot of naturals just raving about moisture, moisture, moisture. However, we need to keep in mind that too much of a good thing is a really bad thing. And the crown area of our head can actually tend to be overhydrated. And an overhydrated piece of hair is going to act a lot like an overcooked noodle. Like, it's going to be very bendable and elastic, which is a really great thing. But it's going to be really rough and have a lot of friction, which will lead to a lot more tangling in the long run. And of course, if you're too rough with it, it's just going to rip apart because it's so fragile. You want your hair to be like this rubber band, bendable and twistable and stretchable, but also strong enough for it to bounce back to its original shape. Good rubber bands are near impossible to break, and you want your hair to be near impossible to break. So now the final reason for a unhealthy crown is because we actually tend to forget about this area a lot when we apply our hair products. And so I always see a lot of videos of girls who will apply their deep conditioner or apply their styling products, and they'll turn around to show us their hair before they let it dry or before they put on their conditioning cap. But I almost always see this like little diamond shape where there is just no product at all. So that part of our hair is rarely ever getting fed, and it's just starving there. Okay, so those are the 3 biggest reasons why you may be struggling with a stubborn crown area. And the way to fix this is actually pretty simple. And the first way to recover from breakage in this area is to simply add more strengthening treatment to this part of your hair. And you can actually do this a few ways. You can either alternate between a moisturizing treatment one week and a strengthening treatment the next, or you can add a little bit more protein to your already moisturizing deep conditioner, or you can do what I like to do, and that is to use both a strengthening treatment and a moisturizing treatment at the same time. So what I like to do is use my strengthening treatment on the crown area of my hair, and then use the moisturizing treatment the rest of my hair. And for my strengthening treatment, I have been a die-hard fan of using this thing called fenugreek. And I know not a lot of you guys may know what fenugreek is. And to put it simply, they are these seeds that have just this magical component to them that have been shown in a few studies to help increase hair growth and reverse shedding and hair loss. And it's known for helping with hair breakage and retaining your length and adding shine. And when I make a paste with these seeds, it becomes the best detangler ever. And I have been able to reverse my crown issue in such a short amount of time with using fenugreek. And so I would really highly recommend that you guys look into fenugreek. And I'm also going to be doing a video on how I use fenugreek and how it has helped me with my hair journey as well. And finally, the last trick to helping your crown section is to simply put it into its own section. And so what a lot of us curly girls like to do is to split our hair through the middle and then add our additional sections on either side. And what we want to do is to actually take the crown area into its own separate section. And what this is going to do is pretty much force us to remember to apply product to that area so we are no longer neglecting it and it finally gets fed. So that is it, you guys. Those are my tips on how to fix a stubborn crown area that have really worked for me and a few other people. Please tell me your advice on dealing with the stubborn crown area. I would really love to hear what you guys have to say about it. And if you found this video helpful, please let me know by giving this video a thumbs up and also sharing this video with anyone else who is having trouble with their crown section.